his first reaction to the Reserve Bank policy as well as Budget 2017, Uday Kotak, the managing director of Kotak Mahindra Bank, has hinted that we may be at the end of a rate cut cycle. So echoing what we've been saying, here's an excerpt where I started by asking him about what his take was of the monetary policy stance, which has now shifted from accommodative to neutral.
The sense I get is RBI is moving to a more flexible approach depending on how it sees inflation and core inflation. And you have to keep in mind you're seeing commodity prices worldwide getting firmer. You have the US undergoing a change, including potential of both monetary policy getting tighter as well as more loose fiscal policy potentially as it invests in infrastructure. So the RBI has moved to a neutral stance based on what they've announced today, and therefore it really depends on how things go from here, and a neutral stance means ability to move in either direction.
Well, the possibility of actually moving up and not cutting rates, given the fact that we are seeing some of these events that you listed out, hardening of crude oil prices, the volatility as far as exchange rates, etc. are concerned, which could have an upward impact on inflation. Do you think the possibility of rates moving higher as opposed to lower stand higher today?
I would not venture to say that, because I think we are also talking about the theme of getting growth back. So having said that, you must keep in mind RBI's mandate from the parliament has changed. It is inflation targeting as is almost a single objective, which is 4 plus minus 2. And if that is the direction we go, obviously the level of inflation will be significantly more important in RBI's scheme of things as it goes forward. I would say at this point of time, we are probably at a truly neutral position, and on the lower side, at the best, there could be a 25 basis points cut. And my view is we are moving into stable situation. I do not see rate hikes yet in a hurry.
Yet is the operative word, and in a hurry. But just in terms of the ability to transmit, most conversations that we've had with bankers prior to the monetary policy review was that even if the Reserve Bank were to have done another 25, the room for them to be able to transmit any further at this point in time was very limited. So do you believe that we could expect any further transmission at this point?
Shereen, now if you look at MCLR, the structure has changed. Therefore, you have MCLR 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month and overnight. Therefore, my sense is if at all there is a room for going down a bit, it is at the shorter end, and some of it may happen post-March, but I would be surprised if interest rates dramatically dropped at the longer end.
Okay, let me move away from interest rates and the monetary policy and talk to you about the other big economic event that's now done and dusted, and that's the budget. I think the consensus is the good news was that there was no bad news. So it was a no-shock budget in that sense. Has it done enough, though, to be able to spur growth?
I think the budget has been good for a number of reasons. Number one, you had the fiscal arithmetic, which was controlled. Therefore, a 3.2% number is down from 3.5%, though marginally above 3%, which is what the earlier target was. Therefore, fiscal discipline fundamentally in the budget for the 4th year in the running continues.
And that's good news.
That is good news. Number two, the math
adds up.
Adds up.
Okay.
So that's also very important. Number three, no major surprises in the devilish detail. That's important. And fourth, all the fears which people had, whether it was capital gains tax, FPI, and issues like that, those have not fructified into actions which could have hurt sentiment. And combine that with the fact that there is a focus on SME, the fact that you're now saying companies with turnover below 50 crores, even if they go above 50 crores, the tax rate is 25%. So it is acknowledging growth of new companies which are small today, which can become big tomorrow, but will be taxed at 25% beyond being small as well. So I think that's a positive in the medium term. And from the point of view of business in general, do no harm is as important a strategy as making sure that you give a lot of goodies. And I would much rather, from a policy point of view, have focus on do no harm as an important policy plank in any policy in the future.